Good morning. Welcome back to the JagCorner. I'm Will Thorup, and today we're going to do some more programming. We're continuing where we left off yesterday. If you look down in the bottom left corner there, we have our background there, which is, I guess her name's Donna. Somebody else did the artwork for this. This is used across the platforms, I assume, at least on the Mega Drive it is. With a buzz bomber bouncing around, and hopefully it's showing up a little bit better today. It was showing up okay when I went back and reviewed the stream, but the flashing shadow, the every other frame shadow, a classic shadowing technique that's used on older consoles, and it's a good way for testing, especially if you're on an LCD or something. Or even capture like this, whether it's actually capturing correctly. It's also a good way to test emulators, making sure that they can that they're refreshing correctly and other things like that. But there's probably other reasons to have it, but I am not aware of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish off this test. There's a little bit more to do. It's just switching some backgrounds. And I think there is manual controller movement for the little bug creature. We're going to take another look at the code and make sure that we get everything that we need to into there. I also have the Mega Drive version just set up in an emulator. For some reason, I can't get that emulator to show up to render properly on the in OBS, and so we won't be worrying too much about that. I'll try to make that quick so there isn't too much downtime, but I'm just noticing that the flashing is now struggling in OBS for that shadow. I'm not sure how to make that consistent. I just assume it's my my capture device. It's just an AverMedia Mini, which is one of their budget capture devices. I may upgrade that and maybe it'll handle it better. I doubt it though. Most of those devices, they do the job, and that's about it. So, okay. Before we do that, though, I wanted to cover a few news things. So let me hop over to that. Just first off, if you're new here, we do have a website called JagCorner.com. Where I try to keep it updated. It's a little bit out of date right now, but there's some blog posts where I talk about Jag development, a few other things. We also talk about our upcoming release, Crescent Memories, and it's been upcoming for quite a while, for quite a few years. One day I'll finish it. If I stop being sidetracked by these other smaller projects, maybe I'll finish it. It'll get finished. It'll definitely get finished someday. So anyways, but yeah, there's also a newsletter you can sign up for. I try to send something out every month. That's my goal. That doesn't always happen. I honestly don't do the newsletter very often, but when I do, I try to do something exclusive there, something special for those people who are willing to sign up for that mailing list. So I won't spam your inbox simply because I'm not that organized, but hopefully there will be something there that you'll find entertaining, maybe even valuable. So, something that I spotted yesterday, I think, just 21 hours ago, Rugar on the Atari Age forums posted games similar to Highlander, and I thought this was interesting because yesterday in the chat, someone, I can't remember the name, I apologize for that, brought up that they wanted to see more Resident Evil type games. They were talking about 3D on the Jag and how the Jag should be able to handle that type of game. And I brought up Highlander, and wouldn't you know it, somebody was on the same wavelength. And of course, maybe they're always on this wavelength with Highlander, judging by their avatar. But they talk about other games that are similar to Highlander, just that pre-rendered background with 3D characters walking on top of them. And I'm actually quite surprised of this list, at this list. And there's some obvious ones like the Final Fantasy PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy games. And then Resident Evil's on here somewhere. surprisingly far down the list. And then games like Alone in the Dark. But a lot of these I've never even heard of, like Urban Decay. Yeah, in fact, most of these I've never heard of, which is cool. I may build a playlist on YouTube today just to get familiar with some of these. But yeah, I thought I'd bring that up. It's kind of I thought that was an interesting little bit of synchronicity that happened yesterday, and I thought I'd share. Other than that, there isn't much else. Nothing's really come up on Twitter or on the forums. I just wanted to run some reminders again if you're new to collecting or playing games on the Jag. Gravitic Minds by Reboot. It should be. I know Albert has everything that he has to finish it. He has a lot on his plate though too, and so he's slowly getting through that, building carts and assembling boxes. It's a lot of work. Done it myself. But the pre-order is still open, and the game will continue to be sold after release for Gravitic Minds. I'm pretty excited about this one. Wish I had a quick screenshot to bring up. Well, let's just look it up. Gravitic Minds. I don't want to bring up a video. There's no need for that unless that's all that's available. Announcing Gravitic Minds. Let's go take a look at this. Oh, everything's about videos nowadays. Nobody likes static images anymore. There we go. There's all the artwork. Oh, come on. Okay, there's some screenshots. That was a lot harder to find than it probably should be. But it's a gravity action shooter, I guess you could call it. You're in these environments, the walls and floors and stuff like that will hurt you, and there's all the constant pull of gravity and other forces as well. What kind of makes this game special compared to previous games like this, like Oids or even like the really old Lunar Lander game, arcade game, is that there's other gravitational pulls, and it isn't unique in that regard, but the way this has been assembled is very unique. And there's these things like gravitic mines that can push and pull you in certain directions, and then there's lots of other obstacles like water that changes, like depending on how many people you've rescued or things you've picked up, you'll sink faster or you'll be more buoyant. Anyways, really cool game. There's a demo available. If you want to play it in Virtual Jaguar, the emulator, or if you have a Skunk or Jag GD, you can play it there as well. Yeah. So, and what's cool about this is it has a deluxe edition as well with a whole ton of extras. There's an extra poster. There's a soundtrack, which based on the demo, it seems like it has an awesome soundtrack. Keychain, stickers, hat. Oh, he hasn't updated the hat graphic. Pretty sure he has, and he's publicly posted pictures of the actual hat. This is a 3D render I did, and it's pretty close to this. Surprisingly close to this, actually. It was the first hat I've ever done work on, and I was surprised. And there's the reboot coin, which I believe is it's a brass. I don't think it's full copper. I think it's a brass coin, but it's solid metal. It's not like a cheap plastic thing. And then you can obviously get either a clear cart or a classic gray cart, dark gray. I prefer the dark gray myself. It just looks great with the rest of the Jag. But I guess if you have a clear shell, which those happened at one point, you can do the clear carts and have that match. Anyways, yeah, so that's still open for pre-order, and will be continued to be sold in for the foreseeable future, as long as Albert is alive, as I joke. It should he said that as long as it's at Atari age and he's able to do so, they'll be available. Asterite is on its way. That's a Songbird production game. It's kind of a Metroidvania style. Let's see if I can pull up some pictures of that. Asterite. Am I spelling that right? Roit. Yeah, sure. Atari Jaguar. And this one may be video only. I don't think I've ever seen just static screenshots for this game. So we'll pop this open. I'll turn the audio off. Well, maybe I'll turn the audio on. I don't know if I have that piped through right now. Oh yeah. So the music sounds okay. I don't know if this is older music. Here, let me turn the quality up here. On that. But it's kind of a Metroid style game. It has a sci-fi theme. And you run around, and I assume they consider it a Metroidvania, so I assume things are non-linear in terms of progression. It has boss battles. Looks like you get to fight the Predator. So, anyways, it looks fun. The artwork looks good on it, and we'll see how it plays. I've never been a huge fan of Metroidvanias. Like, Castlevania Symphony of the Night is really the only game I've enjoyed. Actually, there's one more. I finally took the time to play Hollow Knight, which is a pretty darn good game. I binged it. Like, when I started playing it, I couldn't stop playing it, and a game hasn't done that to me for a long time, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Asteroid's going to be coming out. I'm pretty sure the pre-order is available for that. Orders ship March 22nd. Oh, look at that. That was yesterday. So it looks like he may be running a bit slow on that. I have that one pre-ordered as well, I believe, and I haven't seen a notification. So he might be running a little bit slow on that, but that's okay. Again, a lot of work. I'm sure he's doing a lot of the work himself over there at Songbird. So anyways, that's open for pre-order. 8-Bit Slicks, which is an Atari Lynx title that's coming out. It's just a top-down racer, kind of like if you're familiar with Off-Road. I know there's a few others out there. The one I'm familiar with is Off-Road. I played that on the ST a lot, which I believe was an arcade conversion. And I'm sure the arcade game was amazing, but the ST version was definitely serviceable. I really enjoyed it as a kid, and I've enjoyed it as an adult too. It still plays pretty well. Anyways, it's similar to that top-down rally racer kind of game. And that will be out soon as well, and I believe the pre-orders are open for that. They may already be available, actually. Just going to go take a look. Looks like they may already be available. New release March 22nd. Maybe he was planning on releasing that at the same time as Asteroid. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, what makes this cool is that it's multiplayer. I believe it's local multiplayer, and well, maybe it isn't local multiplayer. Just wanted to... I'm not seeing any information. I don't know if it's local multiplayer, but it is local multiplayer if you have the 8-Bit Hub, which is this new device. It's a bit pricey, in my opinion, but what makes it really cool is you can do cross-platform multiplayer with other like personal computers and other consoles. So I believe they're working on NES support, but it has support for the Atari 8-bit computers, for the Commodore 64, for the Apple II. There's a few other European consoles that I'm not entirely familiar with that it supports. But that's online multiplayer, and I think they have things like high scoreboards and stuff like that too. So anyways, really cool device. Cool to see that that kind of cross-platform compatibility. It'd be cool to get 4 different platforms all playing the same game. It'd be cool if somebody did a YouTube video or something. I don't have all those resources, but it'd be awesome to see that in action. That may be it. Reboot does have another game coming down the line called Jumping in Shadows. Microvaders is another game by Songbird Production that he's currently working on. That's coming down the line. That's all that's really worth talking about right now. Lots of good stuff coming down the line. This is going to be, it's already kind of been a good year for the Jag, and it's going to continue being a good year for the Jag collectors and for Atari Lynx collectors. There's all sorts of Atari Lynx stuff coming out if you're interested in that. I keep an eye on that. I don't talk about that as much here at the JagCorner because it's not in our name, but it is Atari related, and I do love the links. I do want to actually start streaming the links a little bit more. I have the McWill mod on one of my links. It doesn't have the VGA connected though, and so I need to pop that open and add the VGA connector so I can actually do some direct streaming here. That would be awesome. There's so much coming out for the links right now that if I streamed it every Tuesday and Wednesday every week, I could probably do a bunch of streams for like 3 or 4 months if I wanted to for all the new stuff. There's tons of stuff coming out on the Atari links. It's becoming a lot easier to develop for. There's a C library, and I know a lot of people are using that right now. There was an announcement. I don't know if I can find that quick enough. See if I can spot it here. Hey, speaking of Myst, so I started a Let's Play for Myst, and we'll be doing that next week as well. We should be beating it next week. But somebody brought up, is it possible to port Myst over to the links? The hard part is probably the videos, but you can probably get the statics, a lot of the statics over. It's 2,500 static images though, and so I imagine you'd have to figure out how to cut down on how many images there are if you're going to be putting it on a cart anyways. Because I think you're limited to 512K. I don't think you can go beyond that. Maybe you can. I don't know. Anyways, what were we looking for? I don't remember. Oh yeah. Let me see. I don't want to spoil it here until I find it. Oh, I'm surprised it's buried this far. Maybe I missed it. I am not. Oh, it can't be that old. Let's see here, June 20 by March 9th. So yeah, I don't think it's that old. Maybe is there a programming forum? Yeah, there it is. Maybe it's here. 3D math. Huh, I'm not seeing it. Anyways, I'll spoil it here. Somebody is putting together a tracker that allows you to create music for multiple platforms, like the NES. There's a bunch of platforms. I don't even recognize some kind of off the beaten path platforms, but it's been teased that they'll have Atari Lynx support here as well. The only tracker that I'm aware of for the Atari Lynx that's easy to use, or relatively easy, is one called Chipper, and even that one's it's clunky. It's hard to get around in. It's cool. I like it because I can run it in Linux. It runs just fine in Wine. It's designed around an older Windows.NET framework. I believe that's what it's called. And so it runs just fine in Linux, and I've actually made a few songs with that myself. I shared one here on the channel not too long ago, or maybe a while ago. It's probably been over a year now, but yeah, it's cool to see that there's more tools like that being developed for the Lynx, because you'll see more games as those tools come out. So I think that's about it. Let's get to programming. Let's finish up this this test, this shadow test. Somebody mentioned that the flickering might be a little too distracting, so I'll probably avoid going to the larger screen on this one, except for some brief moments. So, but yeah, let's get to some coding. Okay. Something we need to do. Let's do it right now. And you guys won't be able to see this. What I need to do is find another emulator for the Genesis. I'm just using Mednafin to run this ROM because it's really easy to install in Linux. That's really the only reason why I'm using it. Downloads 240p test suite. I was just going to go in, take a look at this test really quick. Drop shadow test. So there's that. Oh, we do need to do text for the shadow on even frames and shadow on odd frames. And then we have the Sonic background, and then the checkerboard background, horizontal, and the horizontal line background. So let's, I've already forgotten what those are. Yeah, so Sonic, checkerboard, horizontal line. Okay, so let's do the text first, since that's pretty much a copy and paste operation. In fact, a good one to use would be the 10% or 75% and 100% switch that I have in some of the color bar tests. Let me see if I can find those really quick. Yeah, here they are. So I'm just going to copy these over. Do a split view here, split vertical, test, drop shadow test, and I'm going to just bring those in right here, like that, and then I'm just going to copy the unloading for those, like that. And maybe we'll change the names on these two. We should probably change the names. So let's call this drop shadow on text box and drop shadow off. Let's see here. Make sure we get all of these. Like that. And like that. There we go. Okay. And then we just need I gotta see how I'm doing it over here actually. So swap images. It looks like I probably just have a timer. Yeah, display delay. So let's create a new variable here called int display delay equals 45. It's about a second on a real Jag. Yeah, 45. And then yeah, so there's this little block of code. And I probably should drop this into a function if I'm using it twice like this, but we're going to ignore that for now. The cleanup we can do later on. And then swap images right here. And I'll need to go and switch the names out on these. I may even be able to combine some of these if statements, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. 75. So I believe that was our top one. Let's go double check. Yep. Drop on both those and then off. Like that. And do that up here as well. Maybe I should have done this manually, so you guys could see this. Basically, what this is, it's a toggle. So when the user, in this case, hits A on the controller, it'll pop up this message, and then there's just a delay that keeps it up there for about a second. And then there's a little bit of logic that takes it back off once that delay's done. And there's also some additional logic that if you keep hitting the button, it doesn't, build up or anything. It checks all that. So it's fairly straightforward logic. It's nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. If you're in the chat, shout out. Good morning if you came in a little bit late. Yeah, today's going to be not quite as exciting as yesterday, I don't think. I was actually surprised we were able to get everything. Well, it was pretty straightforward. I shouldn't be surprised. A lot easier than building and modifying a text engine. We'll get through this pretty quick. Okay, let's test this. I'm just going to do it in an emulator. Clear, make clean, and make VG. Oh, I messed something up. Oh, I need, I'm not, oh, no, I'm just declaring them here. That should be fine. I just missed something. Error selection. Uh, 66, so there's just a different variable I'm using here. Yeah, so this just needs to be like odd even. Odd even. And I gotta make sure that that selection correlates. I may need to swap some numbers around. Why is this text box has no member named invisible? That isn't true. 150. Test 150. Where are you? Oh, I gotta change this out as well. Oh. It's a structure within a structure. So I just need to add SPR right there. And do that to every instance here. I must have accidentally deleted that. There we go. Almost there. And I'm missing a character here. Again, another copy paste error. Box. Oh, whoops, I pasted it in the wrong place. That's why that happened. Okay. Drop shadow test. Okay, so all we need to do is make sure 100 is even. I can get rid of this split view, close current view. I believe that's what I have it set at. Oh, no, it starts out on odds, so this needs to be odds. I gotta look at what he did in on the Mega Drive version. How shadow on odd frames. So it's shadow on odd frames like that. And he did shadow on even frames here. Even. And we have our PAL offset. Oh, that's another thing that I forgot to do yesterday. So we just need to set the background color to something other than black. We will do like a nice blue or something, or a darker blue. Let's see here. And we have to make sure our X position is a little bit further over. Let's do 160. Oh, whoops. I do not have 160. Do not have a numlock on. There we go. 160. 160. And we need to set it. We actually need to set it twice. There we go. Let's see here. Oh, wait a second. Oh, that's why it wasn't working on those other ones. I don't know if it's that big of a deal, but in fact, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think we need to worry about the PAL offset. It works fine on the other demos or the other tests, so that should be fine. Let's make sure that those look good. Oh, whoops, wrong test. Back, video, yeah. Oh, whoops, duh. That was the Mega Drive. I ran the emulator again. There we go. Shadow on odd frames, shadow on even. Oh, my box for drawing these isn't wide enough, so it's auto word wrapping. But that is there, and it's going to be pretty close. I'm going to bump it up. Now we're going to leave it at 16 on the Y. We're going to just bump it over to 172. 172, and we need to make the box wider. We're going to just make it 256. Like that. 25. Wow, my brain is not all the way on this morning. And we're going to make it, I believe I have this set up for green as well. We're going to make it green because that's what it's set as in on the Mega Drive. Personally, I don't think that's a big worry here because there's plenty of color and we have the drop shadow on the text, but let's bump it over another 16 pixels. So what is that? That's 188. Like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that should be... let's do another 8 pixels. Oh, I forgot. I have to do it in both places. So the reason why I have to do this in both places is because I use this update line, and it expects... Well, I don't have to feed it a... I guess I could just set these to null. Null. That way I don't have to do it twice. That technically gives me a warning in the compiler. You should never send a null because you're sending a pointer to when it expects an integer, but it doesn't hurt anything. As far as I know, it doesn't hurt anything. There we go. That's better. Shadow on even frames. Shadow on odd frames. Okay, got that. Let's see here. Backgrounds is our next thing. Let's do that. But and we already have the assets in for the Sonic background, but I don't think we have the assets in for the checkerboard and the horizontal lines. Okay. So let's bring in those additional backgrounds, and we'll do that up here next to Donna. Let's bring in our, in fact, we can just come down here to our scroller because we brought in our backgrounds for those already. Let's see here. Let's just copy. We're going to be simplifying this a little bit. We'll be changing it a little bit. Oh, we need to finish the vertical. Yeah, there's a bunch of things I need to finish on this scroller. Maybe we'll spend some time on... No, I don't want to spend some time on that because I don't have the parallax thing figured out yet. But we can use this for now. So up here... Oh, wait a second. I think I may want to move some of this. Yeah, I think I want to move this into a switch case statement. Let's do that. Because there's different backgrounds and I don't want to load in any assets that we don't need. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a redraw. If redraw, so if redraw is 1, we'll jump into this switch case statement. And the switch will be just background. Yeah, will be background case 0. This will be Donna. Case 1 will be Sonic. I almost want to do eventually what I would like to do is Jaguar specific assets for this. Maybe we'll keep Donna, but instead of all the Sonic assets, we'll find it. Maybe I'll rip off the Zool assets or something like that, and we'll do a scroller with those assets to make it Jag specific. I don't know if they'll like that, but this was Checkered. Is it checkered or checkerboard? It's probably just checkerboard, isn't it? In fact, that may be one word. I don't know. Somebody correct me in the chat. Case 3 is horizontal lines, like that. Okay. So we have our 3 cases, or 4 cases, and we're just going to bring Donna down here, like that. Bring her in, and we need to figure out a way to unload Donna. Oh, this is linear, so you can just cycle through them in a linear fashion in one direction. So we can just, when we go to the next case, we can just unload the previous case and go through it. And then at the end, actually, what we might want to do, I would like to not double up on code. I'm thinking through how we might do this. Because the straightforward way is when if they leave this test, you just have a check for null on everything. And if it isn't null yet, then go through and free it. I almost want to just create another. What we could do is do another case. Yeah, what we can do is do something called default in our switch case. And if it doesn't get any of these numbers, so 0, 1, 2, or 3, it will do this one. And this will just be our unload data. Unload data. And what we're going to do to exit our test is we're just going to create a conditional here that says exit. So if exit is 1, then we break out of our main while loop. And this will only hit after it does default. So when they press option to leave, let me find that here really quick, it will be doing. So we need to change this to 1. This will break us out now, and we need to make sure we redraw one more time before we do that. And where I keep losing it, there it is. Redraw equals 1, like that. In fact, we can do our B button now. B, and what it's going to do is it's going to, if background plus plus, it'll advance that, and we just need to do a check if background is greater than 3. Yeah, that's right. 3, then background is equal to 0. It just loops back around to Donna at the end. So yeah, that should do that. And then we just do our unloading here instead of at the end. So I'm going to cut this, and we'll need to change this a little bit. Basically, we need it to check. We need to do some conditionals that just say if Oh, let's see here. Drop shadows are going to stay outside because we keep those. Because those are used in regardless of whatever state we're in. So these stay out here. Because those will only load and unload when it first starts and when it first ends. And so will the Buzz Bomber. I'm getting ahead of myself. Only the backgrounds are going to be here. Yeah. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah, because the Buzz Bomber is going to be on screen the entire time. Buzz Bomber and the shadow. Yeah, it's just going to be the backgrounds. So, if... tab this one more time. If Donna sprite doesn't equal null, then we unload it and make it null. And I do need to add 2 more things here just to make sure that that check works. Equals null. We need to do it in one more place as well. Donna data equals null. And null, if you're not familiar with C code, is just another pointer. It's just a pointer. It's a defined pointer to a specific point in memory that's basically garbage data. And it's useful for this, essentially. It's to make sure, first of all, it's to make sure that there isn't any leftover memory. So you can do checks like this. I actually do like having an extra line break there. And it allows you to do a check to see if you've allocated memory or not. But in order to do that, we have to make sure that we set everything to null before we start allocating that data. Do I need, in fact, we just need to get, yeah, we just need to do Donna data equals null and Donna sprite equals null. And we'll need to do that for all the backgrounds. But we can get rid of this now because what it'll draw it when it, in fact, we need to create a redraw. Int redraw equals 1. It will go through, it'll hit the redraw function here right at the beginning of this loop and it'll draw our background. We will get a flicker at the beginning, I believe. What we can do, actually, is hide or show display range. We can run this basically on redraw. We hide everything. Yeah, let's do that. I'm fine with that. This isn't exactly like the Mega Drive version, but it'll look fine. We hide everything here at the beginning of the switch case statement, and then we unhide it. Oh. Let's see here. That will hide everything. We do hide everything here again. This doesn't quite work like I wanted it to. This doesn't work either. This default we just need to get rid of, and we need to run these if statements outside of the switch case. It's just going to check for these each time we do a redraw. That's fine. But the reason why that's important is we need to unhide every time we come out of this. And this may cause a problem when we actually leave the state, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, so that should draw Donna. We should be good to go. Let me run. There's something I may have forgotten, a variable. Donna sprite. Oh, I messed up on that and that. So 115. Donna sprite, not Donka, Donna. There we go. Like that. And then background at 185 is spelled wrong. There we go. Background undeclared. Okay, so I need my background. This is int background equals 0. And we'll draw Donna first. Let's make sure that this is working. It should be working. Oh, it's definitely not working. Oh, and I need to make sure that we set redraw back to 0. Redraw equals 0, like that. Why didn't that work? Donna data sprite. Oh, this might be causing a problem. Let's comment this out right now, for now. Donna sprite. Oh, why aren't you working now? Did I accidentally delete something that I needed? Don't think so. She's just not showing up. Attach. Oh, we need another check here. That's what's going on. We're actually attaching her and then removing her again. So we just need a check that says and background doesn't equal 0, because we want it to just we want to make sure that Donna shows up because we're on case 0, and if it's not any of these numbers, we need to make sure that we unload it as well. Yes, because we'll just set the case to 4 or something when we leave. In fact, I need to do that before I forget. Where are you? Joypad D or B, and option, we set background equals 4. Or we'll just set it -1. We're not looking at an array, so I'm not worried about us causing a crash by doing that. Yeah, and that should clear her out now. This should be working. There she is. There she is. And if we leave, yeah, looks like it's working fine. Yeah, it looks great. Okay. Okay, let's do the Sonic background. So this is going to be a little bit different up here on the for loop, because we need to bring in that background tile just twice. And we'll go ahead and use... actually, no, we got to move this down. We will be keeping some of this here, but we got to move it down here. Like that. Oh, whoops. There we go. Okay, we're doing that twice. Sonic back data, so we only need to load it twice, like that. Back sprite, and we'll attach it to layer 13, 12 actually. 12 like that. Let's see here. I don't need that twice. In fact, I don't think I need it. Oh, I see. It's because it was animated. Do we want to animate it? Nah, I'm not worried about animating it here. Not worried at all. Yep, that's right. Let's see, do I need 2 sprite structures for this? I don't think I do. Send it back, because you can attach it. Can I attach it to the same layer? Well, I'm not worried. What I'll do, just to be safe, is I'll attach it to 12 and 13. No, let's do 11 and 12 on those. Oh, the position's going to be the same. So yeah, we do need, you know what we're going to do? We don't need to do this twice. I'm going to create a new set of variables here for this specific test, or declarations. So Donna extern. Well, we don't need to do that twice because it's right here. We're going to be using that one. We're going to do phrase sonic back data. I guess we don't need to do that one again either because, well, that one's an array. I should, I'm just gonna, I want to do these unique so they can kind of stand alone if they need to. I don't think they'll ever need to, but I just want to do it that way. I don't have a good reason. Just want to do it that way. Sprite, Sonic, background, sprite, and there's going to be 2 of these. So that's what we really need, is that. So, so we only need to do this once. It's background, data, and swap this one out like that, Sonic background, sprite, 0, and this one is 1, and it shifts on the left 256 pixels, like so. And then we swap this out so it attaches. Like that. And we can put these on the same layer now. Okay, cool. That one's good. For the floor data, oh, sorry about that. We can leave this one all the same, I'm pretty sure. We just need to set this to, actually no, we just need one of these. So I'm going to remove the second one like that because it's 512 pixels wide. It's already wide enough to cover. The reason why I'm doing 2 of these background sprites is it's only 256 pixels wide. And so I have to duplicate that twice to cover the 320 pixels that represent the width of the screen. So this should all be fine here. Yeah, we're all fine here. We just need to put this at layer 13 like that. That's good. The other thing we need to do here is make sure we load or set these to null to begin with. Like that. Then Sonic background sprite 0 equals null. And the second one is equal to null. Okay. That one should be good to go there. We can wipe this out. Don't need that. And that should be our Sonic stuff, our Sonic background. We do need a case for, or an if statement for this. And background does not equal 1. Yes. we need to go through and make everything invisible. So floor sprite and yeah. Invisible equals 1. And then we detach those. And then we free them. Like that, and then we free our data for both of those. So we have 2 things of data. We have Sonic floor 1, and we have Sonic background data. And then we need to set those all to null again. We can do that just by copying this. The reason why we set them to null again here is if we loop around, we'll be actually we won't be checking for null, except for when we leave the test. That's why we need to set it to null again. So there is a reason why we're doing that. Let's test this. So background is set +1, and we need to set redraw equals to 1, like that. I don't think I've done that. Yeah, that's fine. So that should work. I missed something. I messed up somewhere. So all these warnings are me passing null to something that's expecting an integer. I need to figure out a better way of doing that. There probably is a better way. I just putting in null is so easy. Sonic back. Oh, whoops! I forgot. AG. Go 21. Background. There we go. Getting closer. Sonic. Go 83. Probably something I copy and pasted. This is why copy and pasting isn't always the best thing to do, because you may duplicate a mistake multiple times. 84. Background. No, that's not right. Oh, what is it called? Oh, it's just called Sonic Back Data. That's right, because we're reusing that instance. Background data, and then free. Yeah, here and here, and here. There we go. Error, incompatible types on 83. 83. Why is it having a problem with that? Error, incompatible when assigning to type phrase from type void. It's not void. Is there something else going on? Oh, it's having a problem with that one too. I got something messed up here. Sonic. Oh, that's why we needed a unique one. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's fine. Got all those. There we go. Undeclared. Oh, 84. It's a typo again. 84. Got it back. I screwed it up everywhere. There we go. Little typos. Background, there. It's going to be wrong up here too. Oh no, it's right up there. There we go. Got it. Okay. So there's that, and it didn't want to load that correctly. Looks like it's pointing to the wrong place. That's what it looks like to me. Sonic background, that's good. Sprite is good. Let's see, we're unpacking to the right place. That's the problem. It's an 8-bit image. I need to load the palette as well. That's why. So I believe it is showing up. It just doesn't have the palette set. So I should have that just right here. Yep, right here. Load palette. And we'll have to... Oh, I am going to have an issue with that though. Because our text relies on our palette. Oh, I may have... well, let's go check. I can check that really fast. 8-bit. I may have designed the palette so it maintains the first 4 or 5 values, so I could continue to work with those. Oh, I guess I haven't moved those over yet. Right there. Open with GIMP. Nope, I didn't. That kind of sucks, actually. Well, let's see what it does. Let's just go ahead and load it. Let's load it. Let's just load it here at the bottom. Come on. There we go. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was loading. Just wasn't loading the palette. There we go. See, and our text isn't going to be correct here. What we can do though is I think we can just pass it a value. Let me open up to give it a similar color. Let's try value 19. Excuse me. So if we pass in right here 19, that should set the palette ID for the font correctly. Or not. Actually, no, I don't think it will. Well, that doesn't look bad. And honestly, it works pretty much for what we're doing. Yeah, let's just do this. I know, let's just set them to white. Because that one is going to work, I'm pretty sure. So, okay, we're fine there. And the background is setting appropriately. We do need to change this. Let's just do floor sprite. Let's check that one. We don't need to check all of them. We just need to check if one, because they're all going to be loaded or they're all not. And so we can just check one of them that is going to be unloaded and then unload all of them. Yeah, so that works fine. Okay, the checkerboard, I believe I don't have that pulled in yet. Let's go check. So cd /graphics test suite graphics GFX 8-bit, and I think I have it under 8-bit. So we have checkered, negative, positive. So it looks like we'll have 2 checkered sprites, and we have a stripe, negative and positive. But there's also just a striped. Let me go take a look at the actual assets, see if there's a visual difference. Negative, positive. stripes, negative, positive, vertical, negative, positive. Oh, striped is just a striped shadow, it looks like. And that's another test that we'll be doing. Okay, I need to convert these really quick. Let me see if I can get that loaded. So let me open these up in GIMP. Open with GIMP. Honestly, I could just procedurally generate these. Maybe that's what I should do. Should we just procedurally generate this? We honestly do not need a tile for this. We could do this on the fly. I kind of want to do that. I've never done it before, but I know we could do this pretty easily, just in code. Let's do that. Let's give it a try. It might be fun. What time is it? 7:06. I have another hour, so let's go ahead and do this. So we're gonna need. Let's do the checkerboard first. Let's just do it here. Excuse me. We need a phrase. No, we don't. We need a screen called checkerboard screen, like that. I think that's all we need. Oh, no, we need a sprite. And checkerboard sprite. Like so. Checkerboard screen, checkerboard. Is it checkered or checker? We'll just do checkerboard. Sprite. I got a feeling that I'm probably spelling that wrong now. That's okay. And we just need to set these to null. So checkerboard screen equals null. And checkerboard sprite equals null. Then down here under case 2, we go checkerboard screen equals new screen. This just allots our structure for the screen. And then we need to create data or allocate our data. So that's alloc alloc simple screen, and I believe it's depth, which will do 8-bit depth, and it will be 320 by 240, and our screen is checkerboard screen. I'm pretty sure that's right. Let's run a make command. cd yeah, we're fine. That's correct. And then we need, right now, because I'll be looking at a wherever it allocates memory, essentially a random place in memory, we need to clear that screen. And the removers library has a function for that, and that just makes it all black. Yeah. And now we need to go through that data, and every other pixel, we need to set it to white. And we can do that with evens or odds. So we go for I equals 0. I doesn't equal, this is an 8-bit, so it's just 320 by 240, and I'm just going to pre-calculate that. Do I need to pre-calculate that? Maybe it does that on compile time. I honestly don't know. 320 times 240. It may do that at compile time. And besides, it won't take that long anyways. I++. Okay, and then if, so on, let's make the first pixel black and the second pixel white. So the odd pixel is always going to be white. So if I if I modulo what is it? Modulo 2. That's what we need to do. Equals 1. So if the remainder is 1, that's how we know it's an odd number, because it isn't divisible by 2. Yeah, that's correct. Pretty sure that's correct. We'll find out. Then we paint it white. And the way we paint it white is we point to we get our pointer to the data and we set it. So checkerboard screen, and inside that structure there is a member called data. That's where our data is. And I'm trying to remember, I think we can just go like that. No, we can't. We're doing a mem set. Our destination is checkerboard screen data plus I. Pretty sure that's what we need to do. I don't know if we need to cast it as an 8-bit. I guess we could, as an 8-bit pointer, we could just do it just in case. uint 8 pointer. Yeah, I think we can do that. And our source is, we just want to set it to palette value 1, which I believe is our white palette value. And I'm going to make sure that that's the case still, because we're setting the palette, right, for the Sonic background. I just want to make sure that its palette is set up for white. Yeah, okay, so we're fine there. That, and we're just copying 1 byte over. Yeah, that should be it for setting that. So that will set every other pixel to white. Should stay under 240. Yep, we're fine there. Okay, and now we do checkered sprite. Checkerboard sprite equals sprite of screen. I think that's what it's called. And it wants, I think it just wants X, Y, and the screen. Checkerboard screen. Pretty sure that's all that wants. And then we attach sprite, checkerboard sprite, to display at layer 13. And that should be it. We do need to unload it. So down here, if, just gonna copy this, checkerboard sprite does not equal to null, and our background case is 2, and then we unload it. So first thing we do is we detach, checkerboard sprite invisible equals 1, and detach sprite from display, checkerboard sprite. And then we free it, free checkerboard sprite. And then for our screen, we have to free the data inside the structure first. Screen data. That's what that alloc simple screen was for. And then we have to do it for when we set the pointer with new screen as well, and that's why we have to do it in this order. Checkerboard. The reason why I'm saying that is it took me forever to learn about that, because it's been made opaque. In the removers library, you have to go through and actually look at the function, see what it's doing, and say, oh yeah, it's allocating data. I should probably free that so my program doesn't crash. Anyways, I dealt with that for a long time. but I got it's working now. Okay, that should be all we need to do there. So we should have our checkerboard if all went well. Just need to set this to settings. Too few arguments to clear screen. Oh yeah, I must have forgotten to send. Yeah, we didn't tell it which screen to clear. That would help. And L value required is left after assignment to 109. 109. Oh, does it just want these together? I just want those together. No? 30. Oh. That's important. That would have caught us up on something. 35. Did that fix it? Oh yeah, that fixed it. Okay. Let's see how this came out. Video. That. Hey, almost worked. Oh, so we have a vertical stripe, and apologize if this is bothering your your eyes a little bit. But so we're just doing every other pixel, but we need to also shift it every other line. So we need to switch between even and odd pixels every other line. Yes. So we just need to do a check for the line first. How do we do that? So a line is 320 pixels long. We can do a little bit of math here. If so if I divide it by 320, definitely need to do that. Whoops. Divided by 320. That will give us a value that we can then check against. So let's say the odd lines, it's the second pixel, and even lines, yeah, let's give that a try. So for example, the first line, if it's going to be 0 on the first line, that's our evens. So we just need to do a modulo again. Modulo 2, wrap that all in parentheses. It's kind of confusing to look at. Is equal to, we'll do this first one, which is, this is equal to 0. No, 1, because we're going to be matching these up. Like that. Yeah. And I'm just going to do another set of if statements here. We could technically just use else, but I want to be verbose with this. So if in the future I need to come change this, I can figure it out. Is equal to 0 and 0. That should be all we need to do. Yeah, it should give us a checkerboard. We'll have to, hopefully this will work when we do our negative and positive. Oh no, there we go. There it is. I wonder why that took so long. That's strange. Anyways, there's our checkerboard. I kind of want to see that up on the LCD because it does not look good in the emulator. Why did that take so long? It's probably all that math. I wonder if there's a quicker way to do this. Let me think. Yeah, that took way too long to switch over, and so the quickest way would be to just bring an asset in instead of doing this procedurally. But it didn't take that long to switch over when it was just doing the vertical and horizontal lines. So I'm just wondering if there's a trick I can do here that when it hits yeah, what I could do is just set a variable. Well, we're still doing it every time though. Here, let me hard code some stuff here. So 320 times 240, what is that? 76,800. Just paste that in here. I divided by gosh, it seems like there would be a trick here to doing this. A clever trick. But I'm not so clever sometimes. Doing every other pixel, but then when we hit 320, see, mathematically this makes sense. It's working. It's just slow. Because it's having to divide each loop. Oh, what I could do is I could do 2 for loops. And that would, I'm pretty sure that would be faster. So we have, for our XY, so we have our Y value, which is going to be 240. Would that be faster though? I don't know if that'd be any faster. Yeah, because we're just splitting that up. It might be faster though. You know what would make this really fast is take out all the division in the modulo and then just toggle a number back and forth. That'd be a lot faster. So each time it does a loop, you just toggle the number, and so it does it every one. We just have to do a check. We'd still have to do a check on every line. But again, if we did 2 for loops, that would be our toggle. So let's give it a try. That may be a lot faster. So we do our Y first. For we do need another int II equals 0 to do a for loop inside of a for loop. You need 2 values to do that. So for I, this is our Y equals 0, and I does not equal 240. I plus plus. And then we have another for loop for II equals 0, 0, and as long as II does not equal 320, then II plus plus, like that. Okay. Let's see here. We do need 2 more variables. I'm just seeing if I can declare them locally, or if I need to do that global to the file, to this loop, outside of these loops. If I can declare them inside or outside of these loops. I think I'm going to have to declare them outside the loops because I need to retain the value. So we'll do int, what should we call them? Pixel pixel column equals 0, and pixel, let's see here, do I need, yeah, pixel, pixel column, let's see here. So every other line, so the column is just if it's even or odd. I'm toggling a 0 or 1 for that, and then I need to toggle, oh, maybe I just need that 1. That may be all I need. And then we just have to make sure we do it every other pixel. Yeah, I think I just need that 1. Pixel column, we'll leave it as pixel column. And I think I can just go pixel. Yeah, I just need to run an if statement. If pixel column does not equal 0, pixel column equals 0, and we just do the inverse of that, else pixel column equals 1, like that, and that will strobe that or toggle that between 0 and 1 each line. Yeah, I want to take all of the division out of this. So we do need one more pixel draw. And so this will toggle between 0 and 1 as well inside of the inner loop. And it will draw. Wait. Yes. It will only draw when it's 1 essentially. I may be making this harder than it has to be. I'm over-engineering it. Okay, so we need another if statement to cover the every other pixel thing. And we need to copy our memset. Memset. And this, we need to switch this to 3, or to II, like that. If pixel column. Oh yeah. No. Yes. Sorry, I'm just working this out in my head. I'm running it through my head. Yeah, so pixel, if pixel draw, this is what's going to change, offset it for each row. If pixel draw equals pixel column. And then we can toggle, we can do the same thing here as toggle our pixel draw every time we draw, every other pixel basically. Yeah, that should do it. I think we took all of the division out of this, which is great. I need to make this just a little bit more readable. There we go. Just add some line breaks. No, I'm going to keep those together because they're doing an operation. That should do what this was doing down here. It's a few more lines of code, but I think it will speed things up on that draw. I don't know if it'll be fast enough still, but I goes through each one. Yeah, and this is what's swapping every other This may not work. This may not be offset still. Let's take a look. Well, it drew faster, but didn't draw how I wanted it to. Wonder why it didn't draw anything. That is a bit weird. Oh, that's why so we're just drawing the same line over and over again. That's a problem. I can't get rid of all of the math, unfortunately. Kind of sucks. Because what I have to do is a little bit of math right here. It's 320. We still have to get our line offset in this array times I plus the x offset in that array. This is how you find a point in a two-dimensional array when your array only has one dimension. I don't know if this will fix it still, but oh, look at that. And it drew it way faster that time. That was great. I wish our text was a different color. We may need to rework that still. Yeah, but that drew way faster this time. I wonder how I can invert those. And it crashed. Crashed probably because I'm not unloading it correctly. Well, at least we got this. This is fine. So we can move on from that. Gotta make sure it's unloading correctly though. So we're looking at the right one. Does not equal 2. That's correct. Make it invisible. We detach. It shouldn't be crashing because it's going to case 3 and it just won't load anything. It should just be a black screen. Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. Free checkerboard sprite. Excuse me. The only thing I can figure is I may be writing outside of the screen with this, but I shouldn't be because it's 320 by 240. It's only going to do that many pixels worth of drawing. Goes across, draws a set of pixels. Wonder why that's crashing. Detach sprite from display. Checkerboard. Yeah, that's fine. This is fine. Screen data. Oh, I need to set them to null. Can't forget to do that. That may be. Excuse me. That may be causing a problem. I don't see how that would be causing a problem though. Let's see here. Because when we loop does not equal null. Yeah, that wouldn't be causing the crash. But we do need those for when we leave the test program. Detach sprite. Checkerboard, new screen. Simple screen depth 8. I think we're fine. Oh, 240. There's our problem. We were drawing too many pixels. There we go. We were drawing. Oh wait, no. That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's good. That's correct. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's crashing. It shouldn't be crashing. Let's move on to the horizontal lines. Maybe that will help us figure that out. And I'm actually going to make this more general because we can use the same screen structure for our horizontal lines. And so let's go and change the name for that. So instead of checkerboard screen, we're just going to call this line checkered screen. Just so we can clue whoever's reading the code in to the fact that we're using the same pointer for both the checkerboard screen and the horizontal line screen and sprites and the sprites there. Oh, whoops. Copy, paste, 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 screen. And did I miss one? Thought I saw one highlight there. Oh no, I got them all. Good. And then there's these up here. Screen and sprite. Like that. Okay. So now we should be able to use that in both cases. And we just need to duplicate this, and we just need to change our math that procedurally generates the checkerboard and do lines instead. And that's a little bit easier because we may just use a modulo for this. Go back to just one for loop. I don't know. Can I do? I can actually keep this. I just need to get rid of this pixel draw. Yeah. We just need to decide if it's 0 or 1. So if pixel column or pixel, yeah, it should be row. Maybe I have something backwards here with the naming, but equals, let's just say when it equals 0, we'll draw a line. That should be it. We shouldn't have to do anything else there. And no, we do have to do this twice because of the way I'm doing it. Set this to 3, like that. We should have our striped screen. It didn't like something. Why would it crash? That's weird. Why would it crash if I had that? Let's comment this out because the checkerboard was working just fine before. Let's make sure it still is. Yeah, it still is. Still crashes though when we go to the next screen. Wish I knew why it was doing that. Oh, maybe I'm not unloading the Sonic stuff. Visible, 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 detach, 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 free, 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 and then no, that's right. We free the sprites for the background, and then the data is just the one instance, null. Feel like I'm not doing something quite right here. No, this is fine. This is all good. I'm missing setting this Here, let's move these up here. Like that. And then I need to set this to null. V equals null. Forgot that. So we're fine there. Yeah, so there's something I'm doing here that's causing the issue. Screen equals new screen. Log simple screen. Yeah, this is fine. This is all fine. Shouldn't be an issue here. The only thing I can figure is I might be drawing outside of the bounds of the array that represents the data, the pixel data. I don't think so, because it's just 320 by 240. I times plus II. Yeah, this is right. This is correct. Pixel draw. Yeah, this will guarantee that I'll never draw outside of that, so that's definitely not a problem. I must have messed up somewhere else. Just gonna go through this and see if there is, if I'm allotting data to something I'm not supposed to, or I don't know. Sonic floor. Or one data. Wonder if this is causing a problem. No. That's the foreground. That isn't a problem, I don't think. Yeah, those each have their own thing, so we're fine there. Yeah, that's fine. And then when it comes out, when it switches cases, it loads. Oh. This, we need to move this, the unloading, to before the switch case statement. I think that could be causing a problem. I'm not 100% sure. Well, here's one thing that could potentially happen. Because this wasn't before, when we switch cases, we still have the previous case's data loaded into memory, and then we load the next case as well, and then we remove the previous case. And so you may run out of memory if you do that. I'm pretty sure. I don't think we're running that close to our memory boundaries, though. To the max amount of memory. Yeah, we still have the crash. That should not be crashing. So we hit B again, and it goes to case 3, which there's nothing, so it shouldn't be causing any problem. But up here, it rolls back around. Oh, it's because we're not actually redrawing. No, this is right. Because we switch it, it'll check, it'll go, okay, for example, for Donna, when we hit B the first time, background won't be 0 anymore, it'll be 1. But it will say, oh, this isn't null, that sprite isn't null, and so we'll go through and detach and clean everything up. And then it will skip these, because this one will equal, well, first of all, they'll all be null, and so it'll come down here and it will load this. So yeah, this should be working fine. This logic should be fine. Sets the redraw back to 0. Yeah, that's fine. So that all should be good. Man, I was hoping to get through all this today, but I only have 15 minutes. This is the last screen we have to do, but there's a bug somewhere. Something I'm missing. This should be fine drawing it this way. I don't think this is a problem. I'm pretty sure this wouldn't. Let's see if there's a warning that could be causing a potential crash. These are all fine. Nothing under those. I want to look under tests. So we have some unused variables. That's not an issue. We need to go clean those up, but expected int, yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah, so we're fine on all that. Are my conditionals okay? Yeah, those look fine. So here's something we can do to ensure that we don't draw outside the space, is we just lower these numbers. Let's just do 120 by 160. So this only does half the pixels. I'm pretty sure my math is all correct there. I'm expecting it to still crash. Oh no. Oh yeah, it crashed. Yeah, so there's something else going on. It's the loop around or something. It's things aren't actually unloading maybe. So if it goes to 1 but Donna sprite is not equal to null, we are setting to Donna sprite to null here to begin with, and so well we're setting it up so it should not equal null when it hits this, and when it's set to 1 it should run through this and detach all this data. Yes, in fact we can bug test this. I don't think we need to. I know it's running through that. It is running through that for sure. Visible, detach sprite, freeze on the floor sprite. I just feel like I might be missing unloading something here, and so it's technically a memory leak. We're only bringing in one of these floor sprites, but we have the 2 background sprites. Okay, yep. And we detach those, and then we free them. Oh, I need to set this to null. I just had a... Again, I don't think that's going to crash anything, though. Free. Let me set those to null. And then we set our data to null. Yeah, those should all be fine. That's good. Checkered sprite invisible. Detach. That's fine. Checkered line screen. Yes, we detach. I'm pretty sure we detach that as well. And then we free the screen structure. I mean, if we wanted to be thorough, what we could do is set the data member to null before we free. I just don't think I have to do that. Oh, that was the problem. I needed to set that to null. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, so I needed to set that to null. Good to know. Let's make sure we do it here as well. That should give us our lines. Let's uncomment this. And let's fix Let's see here. Let's fix. Oh, I thought I did. Those are still. Oh no, they're fine. Guess we're fine. Let's check it out. We should have our stripes now. Yeah, there's our stripes, our horizontal stripes. So we're good to go there. Okay, we're done with that. I think that's all we needed to do. Oh, look at that. Our message up above is not disappearing. That means I missed something. Let's go take a look here really quick. There's probably just a variable I need to reset when I hit the A button. If I can figure out where I am. That's our redraw function. Right down here. Count frames. Joypad. Excuse me. Odd, even. This should be toggling between the two. Yeah, I think there's just a variable I need to reset here. Swap, odd, even. Oh, it's right here. Wait a second. I'm doing it. No, I'm not doing it twice. Oh, that's for the bomber. That's switching between flashing on even versus odd frames. And then this is the text up at the top. I was looking at the wrong thing. It's doing that. I think it's just not resetting. Where is that? Drops us down. Yeah, I think I just need to reset this. Technically, it should just be turning them all off. That's weird. So when we hit A, we need to set this back to 45. The thing is it should be turning them invisible after a second anyways. But it's not doing it. It's swapping correctly. But this is not working. Display delay. It's counting down. And then if it do I have them backwards? Is that the problem? Oh, there's our problem. This needs to be that, I'm pretty sure. Why aren't you disappearing? I have some values mixed up here. I gotta rediscover the logic behind this. Even. Why did I call these on or off? They really don't. They need to be called even or odd. That's part what's confusing me here. So on is even. Let's go take a look. On. So it ensures that those are set. Wonder if this is causing a problem down here. Swap images. I need to go look at that code again. So let's split this. Go over back to patterns. Find that again. Draw. Here we go. Display. Swap images. Oh, duh. I don't need this. That was for the background on that other one. I was doubling up my code there. There we go. Now when I switch it, it comes on, disappears after a second. So, okay, I think we're done. We got this, we got this. The drawing takes a little bit of time, but hey, we saved a few bytes of space, right? We may switch that to an asset. It was fun figuring that out, though. There's a little bit of garbage there when we swap screens. We may have to come fix that at some other point, but anyways, we're ending right on time, though, right at 8 o'clock, so that worked out great. I'm going to throw this up on make reset, make skunk. Send this over to the skunk board so we can see that really quick. We're almost to 1 megabyte on our ROM size, which we may start building a ROM and flashing it here in a moment. So I'm going to make this big. If this bothers you, be warned. If the visuals bother you, be warned. There we go. Okay. Drop shadow test. And see, the flickering looks correct here, but I don't know if it actually looks good on the stream. So it's probably not perfect on the stream if it's anything like yesterday. So there's that background, and then we can turn that off and on. I do want to make that green at some point, the text. And I may spend a few minutes here after the stream doing that, after I get some breakfast. And then there's the... wonder why we're seeing that load. We shouldn't be seeing that loading. It should be hiding. Did I not? Thought I had that in there where it hides it and then unhides it. Oh no, it isn't hiding. I thought I had that set up, but apparently not. So I'm going to have it hide everything before it goes into that, and then let me reset this again. I'm going to send this out one more time. Make clean, make, then make skunk. Okay, it should look a bit better now when it's going in between things. Come on. Yeah. Goes to a black screen, but that's okay. It's nice, crisp transition. So, yeah, there we go. You have our 4 screens there. Takes it a little while to load that checkerboard and the and the striped screen because we're doing that procedurally. You know what we could do? Is I think we have enough memory to load. Well, maybe we don't. It'd be nice to just load these, and yeah, I think we do have enough memory actually. It'd be nice to preload these, and then unload them later. But anyways, it's probably destroying the stream, that checkerboard. Yeah, it'd be nice to just preload them, but I'm not going to worry about that today. I think that's it for the stream. Let me get off these screens here. Let me go to something a little more enjoyable to watch. Back out. Oh no, our palette's screwed up. That's okay. The reason why it's screwed up is we set it to that 8-bit palette for the Sonic background, and I just haven't put in the code yet to switch it back yet. Let's go to the scroll test. That's funner to look at. Anyways, thanks for watching again. We're going to be doing Myst next week. I'm probably going to work on, hopefully I'll find some time to work on this test suite during the week. So maybe we'll move on to something else here in a couple weeks when we get back to programming. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, next week we'll do Myst. We'll beat Myst next week. It'll probably take 2 more streams to beat that. Maybe just 1, but most likely 2. I think I have 2 more worlds to go through, and so we'll do that. But yeah, get through Myst. That should only take 4. I think the total will be 4 live streams for that. 4 episodes. But yeah, have a great week. Thanks for watching. If there was anybody in the chat, nobody chatted this week, so I don't even know if anybody was on the stream today. Let's go see. Let's go have a huge downer moment. Oh yeah, we had a few people pop in. Looks like there's a couple, or at least one person watching, maybe 2 people. Thanks for watching, whoever's there. And yeah, I think that's about it. Like, subscribe. There's the newsletter again. There's social media links down in the description. If you want to follow me on there, I tweet and do stuff on Facebook every once in a while when there's something that catches my interest, or if there's, I think, something that needs to be pushed a little bit inside of the Jaguar community. Anyways, thanks again for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.